Yep. There's one last thing I need to do as a Pictomancer. Let's finish this role quest. So let's get to it. You'll be pleased to know the Radiant hosts were most helpful in finding a place fit for a duel. When I saw it, even I began to believe our encounter would be one for the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name is on the lips of all and sundry. The people already consider you the true savior of Razatan and believe you will bring Varsan the deceitful to justice. We apologize for putting so much weight on your shoulders, but something tells me you're used to it. The final showdown shall take place in the mountain pass leading to Kudaga, where crystals will stand as witness to its conclusion. Suitably romantic and suitably isolated. The Radiant hosts have spread word throughout Thavnir that a hero has arisen to challenge Varshan, and his pride will force him to answer. The entrance to the pass is at the Gastal grounds. Let's head there at once to await his arrival. Rommel here has opened the way towards Kada. I'm certain Bursan will arrive before long, and then we'll wipe that arrogant grin off his face. But first we should check our gear and grind our loins for battle. Gird our loins for battle. Are you ready, yo? What's my item level? Nice. Okay. There he is. Through the cragged peaks of Kada, desolate winds blow over the field of battle. Oh, what a fitting location you have chosen for the conclusion of this legendary rivalry. I was right not to face you before, in environs unsuited to struggle between titans. Now my patience has been rewarded, and my heart races in anticipation. I knew you would answer our challenge. You would never be able to stomach the people calling you a craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by now that so long as I wield the perch of Apex, I am invincible? We'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much upon stolen power. It deludes you. You claim to be a savior to the people, but they have seen through your lies. Even your own father can scarcely bear to look at you. You're nothing but a small man hiding within the hollow facade of a hero. And today we tear that facade down. Will you now? You may have the medal, but have you the puissance to claim the mantle of hero? My mantle. The time for words is past. Follow my lead. Ugh. He's out cold. Now to take back the treasure. What? This can't happen. Our hero never fails. I must retreat. Yes, a tactical retreat. A noble retreat. So that the Justicar may live on to save another day. Huh? I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. And it seems that Varshan, in his cowardly haste, neglected to look skyward. Was it an unfortunate accident? Or fate delivering his just deserts? Excuse me. He claimed to be Ratsad's savior, yet he sowed only discontent among its people. Perhaps some days in a sunless Gaul will give him time to reflect upon the error of his ways. And now I finally recovered the perch of Apex. Thank you for coming this far with me, yo. The battle was hard fought, but we made it through. Farshan is the responsibility of the Radiant Host now. And now that I've done what I pledged to do, I must return home and bring the good tidings to my mother and father. Yet before doing so, there are many others I must thank. In the meantime, can I count on you to meet me at Toliol for one final farewell? My parents will surely be glad to see you again. Why, if it isn't you, I'm pleased to say I'm quite recovered since last we met. Perhaps one day I'll have the chance to save you in return. I didn't expect to see you until Leola again so soon. Is Tebeke well? She really did it, and the man who stole our secret treasure will answer for his deeds? Father, Mother, it's good to see you. I'm sure Yale's already told you what happened. I couldn't have retrieved our treasure without her. So we've heard. Yet Yo also told us your wits and bravery were essential to your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Tepeke in her quest, Yo. Now, the Perch of Apex must be returned and put under careful guard once again. The story of the Turel Vidrel's demise proves that we are not meant to wield its power as our own. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. Once I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what happened in Thavnir. They need to know what the treasure is capable of, or else we risk forgetting once again. I won't deny that the Apex power is dangerous. I saw it with my own eyes. What happens when it is wielded with abandon? Yet, during the course of our search, I saw potential. If we fully understand how it worked, we could use it without risk to ourselves or other people. We could turn something we once feared to our advantage instead of letting it become obscured in legend. I can see the reason in that. We must be ever ready for danger, even in times of peace. Should our safety be threatened, the treasure may grant us a means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. Someone with the same ambition as Varshan may arise again, perhaps from among our own. I dare say that once I've regaled them with the rise and fall of Jessica, they'll think twice before following in his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legend of the Turel Vidriel's fate to forbid the treasure's use, we can rely on the story of Varshan's fate to urge caution. And this time we have someone who lived through it to tell the tale. Of course, I'm going to be guiding people in safe use of potentially dangerous treasure. I see no choice but to inherit my father's position as its guardian. Some may raise their eyebrows at the prospect of loose-lipped Tepeke serving as the Perch of Apex's protector, but I've grown from my mistakes. And who better to tell the tale of Varshan and Tepeke's failures? Your only mistake was in trusting Varshan, the same as I and many others, but unlike him, you have the willpower to overcome your failings. Over the course of your long and arduous journey, you gained a wealth of experiences, and your efforts have finally been rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and by so doing, proved your conviction to our people. They shall listen to this proposition with open minds, I am certain. Now we must say farewell. As much as it pains me to do so, I owe you a debt I could never hope to repay. Once I return to the village, I'll do my utmost to protect the treasure we worked so hard to retrieve. Until next we meet, may fortune smile upon you. Nice. Okay. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm not sure what I'll put before this or after this, but thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Yo, how you doing? There's some stuff I missed, so this is gonna be an episode of stuff I missed. Yeah. First up are these two quests in Mordona. I guess. Wait a minute. Let me check something. Oh, that's right. I have to be a certain level for the Palace of the Dead. Or I have to take a certain amount of levels down in the Palace of the Dead to do this. So, I'm gonna do these two first. There is that quest down there I didn't see. I'm just gonna add it to the list. What was I doing? Just being official. God damn it. Okay, let's get to it. Spaced out for a sec. This is gonna be a little bit of a like spacey episode. The name's Guiding Star, and you have the look of a fisher. My goal is no less than attaining complete mastery of all things crafting and gathering, and to this end I roam the world. But I must say that Remnant still offers a sore temptation, the temptation to stay. I'd heard tell that the Adventurers Guild had thrown its weight behind this place, but I'd no idea of the kind of talent pouring into the camp. I could just tell from your hands that you're an adept yourself. You're not flinched at the notion of a little hard work. One of your standings must have tools to match. Surely you must own some choice items. Will you not let me see one? Ah, magnificent. It is everything I expected, though not more. Forgive my blunt ways. No doubt you are fond of your chosen instrument, but surely there are tools better suited to you. Tools that require the delicate touch of an adept of your stature. As it happens, such tools are available to you. You need to go no further than Talon here. He can be a mite testy, but he's one of the finest toolsmiths the realm over, and his selection is impressive. Now, he won't simply hand them over. You might need to furnish this bleh, furnish the man with a babble of three in exchange. But for an adventurer of your skill, such errands should pose little challenge. And if you would walk with this lonely road to mastery, why not petition Talon for one of his tomes too? He calls them me cookbooks, for they hold some of the most complex recipes you'll ever see. But you have skill enough for them, I'm sure. Ah, ever is a crafter ruled by thermite, thermitate, tool, skill, and curiosity. May you prosper in all three. An adventurer is no mere swinger of swords. We are rolling stones, to be sure, and our destiny is to be worn smooth and even, skilled in crafting and gathering as well as fighting. Okay. Guiding Star thinks you're good enough. I hope he's right or we're all going to be sorry. Huh. I wonder how I get these demi materia. Maybe I'll earn them now. Who knows? Oh, I might do the fate. We also got this one here. No, I should probably be eating food. If I may, miss, you are an accomplished fisher, are you not? Perchance you are familiar with ethereal reduction? Simply put, it allows one to break down an item into its base ethereal components, or something to that effect. The process is admittedly difficult for a layman to explain. Kosamahu, a disciple of Master Mutamix, would surely be glad to tell you more. When Fighty Tool is full of airy self, what is it? A letter. Get rid of that. If you wanted to know about ethereal reduction, all you had to do was ask. As the name suggests, it's a method of reducing items to a more primordial state, as it were. Crystals, for the most part. Now, before you go thinking you can rid yourself of all your worthless shite in this fashion, think again. Only items with a certain, how should I put this? Alright, collectability. Only rare items valued as collectibles seem to be suitable for this purpose, so it's hardly an easy decision to make. In any case, why not give it a go? You never know what you get unless you try. Cool. I'm not doing material stuff right now. But I will come back later to do this. Okay. There's a level 70 quest that I missed somehow. A moment of your time, yo. A merchant who bought me a goodly shipment of salt Acot left a message on the off chance you were passing through the toll. This salt he trades in Garabana, you see. Quality stuff from the Lokes, worth every go, let me tell you. I'm told that the little operation they've got going there is doing well, quite well indeed, and that you played a major part in making it possible. Goes without saying that the returned refugees have benefited greatly from the arrangement. Not just them, though. Seems that there are newfound opportunities to be had for those still in Ul'dah, too. By the end, in my rambling, I forgot why I called you over. The message from Akkad. Apologies. He asked that you come and see him in Stone's Throw, should you have the time to spare. Well, I'll be. You came. Yosun, savor of the sultry. It is a tremendous honor, miss, and that is no exaggeration. I don't know if you realize, but you were instrumental in bringing stability and prosperity to so many lives. It may be a joint enterprise carried under the auspices of the Sultana and Lord Loreto, but we all know who got them in the same room. And besides, even if I wanted to thank them directly, there's not a snowball's chance in the seventh hell I'd ever be able to. But I'm not the only one grateful for your intervention. You see, all the salt exported from the Lokes is brought here first and afterwards shipped to every corner of Eorzea. It's a massive new industry that requires a considerable amount of labor. Take a look around and you'll see how much the lives of the refugees here have changed as a result. Steady work means steady pay for folks who had few options before. They, in turn, can spread their newfound wealth on goods and services provided by their fellow refugees. Everyone profits when Gil moves through the local community like this. No one needs to hoard resources because they know more is on the way. You can see a real difference here in Stone's Throw and outside the walls, and in Pearl Lane too. Don't believe me? Go and see for yourself. Slowly but surely, we're rebuilding our fortunes one day at a time. Before long, we'll be buying land and building homes, and then they have to accept us, right? Only thou can say what tomorrow holds, but today I've got coin in my pocket and a song on my lips, and a bleeding heavy crate in my arms bugger me. Where in the hell was I supposed to take this damn delivery again? Was it at the jeweler? I'll admit, there was a time when I'd sooner spat in Agard's eye than take Loreto's skill, but the times are changing and we've got to change with them. I'm interested, but prior to indiscretions and disqualification, it's not as simple as walking the streets and keeping the peace. If the Amaja or gods know who else decide to attack, you will have to face them on the battlefield. You understand that, yes? Let's settle down on a place to set up shop first, don't you think? The finest wares at the lowest prices won't sell if we aren't where the action is. I finally saved up enough to open up my own stall, though I want to make sure I have a solid plan before I do. My friend here has been kind enough to offer me some guidance. Just you wait, I'll have shops all throughout Eorzea one day. Location, location, location. Been a long time, soldier. I remember when you came here once upon a time, back when Ted G. Was trying to play us all for fools. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Just the other day, an East Eldernard man came around and offered me a job. Not as a salt porter, though, as a guard for a bloody bank. The self-same bank holding Telg's fortune that Lord Reader so generously gifted to the House of Ul following the bastard's death, a gesture of reconciliation to smooth over the tensions between the royalists and the monetarists, as if the two were ever truly at odds. The Sultanate is content to let Lorito manage the estate so long as they get their cut. It's smoke and mirrors, don't you see? Perfumed gentry carving up the corpse of a fool who couldn't play the great game, all while the rest of us trudge on, fighting over scraps from the master's table. And the money lenders, the banks, they're part of the same rotten system, chewing up the poor and hapless with convoluted contracts full of traps. Every man on this street can tell you a story about a fiend saddled with debt, forced to work day and night, until they fell ill and died. This city eats people, soldier, chews them up and spits them right out. So I told the bank man to piss off, bloody fool. What in the seven hells was he thinking, coming down here and offering me a job as if I don't know I poison chalice when I see one? Would that everyone were so perceptive. We met before. Something about you seems familiar. Why, he is the chairman of the East Alvarn Trading Company. Huh? Well, aren't you a long way from home? I will not deny that you have cause to distrust our offer of employment under Eldridge's management. The bank was less than charitable in its treatment of its staff. Contrary to his public support of the refugee cause, he aggressively pursued cost-cutting measures which led to inconceivably long shifts and drastically reduced wages. Consequently, quality of service was much reduced, as was the reputation of his business. He was a short-sighted imbecile, but I am not. Neither the Sultana nor I would see his policies perpetrated, and intend to offer rather more equitable terms, increased compensation, periods of rest, and so forth. You'll forgive me if I don't blindly trust a man they say spews gill from his backside 3 times a day, and even if your every word is true, I'm not about to believe you're offering all that out of the kindness of your heart. Hell no, certainly not. Nor would I expect a man such as you one who thinks 5 steps ahead out of necessity to think otherwise. Simply put, I need you and your people to trust me. This is far bigger than the bank or the saltery or any single endeavor. Nay, it is about every single venture associated with the Mirage Trust, which your people rightfully regard with caution. If they are to grow and prosper, it will only be with the support of our Alamegan residents. You are a leader in your community, Lambert, a man who commands respect and loyalty when he speaks. If you vouch for us, then others will listen. I trust that answers your question as to why I would descend from my golden chamber pot to come and see you in person. More or less, you want me to take your guilt so others will too. That was then and this is now, huh? So saith the chairman himself. But I ain't that simple, is it? You can't promise folks the stars and expect them to take you at your word. I want it in writing, for me and mine both, contracts legal binding. And we want a seat at the table, representation for our collective interests. Alamegans united in a common cause, bargaining as one, interesting in principle. I have no objection. You shall be joining us at the bank then. I reckon he thinks he's got his hooks in me. We'll see about that. Even if he gives us everything we demand, I know he'll try to undermine and divide us. Wouldn't be surprised if he succeeded too, but at least we'll have a fighting chance. We'll play his game for now, work our way into positions of power and necessity, so when the time comes to remind him who needs to, we'll be ready to extract some real concessions. Just you wait. Some people will tell you all you need to change your stars is a chance, a steady job with a modest salary. These people are fools. The important thing for us now is to not fall prey to the lie that is the old odd and dream, for that is but a tool they use to divide us. Only through united purpose and collective action will we achieve lasting change for ourselves and our children. Yeah, that's cool. What are all goldsmith, miner, weaver, taking the red. Oh, okay now. Yeah. That's gonna do it for this part of the video. Hold on.